Here in San Francisco for Media Week of Super Bowl 60. Thrilled to be with you, William Rosen, here from Marist University. Ben Leeds, and we're so thrilled to welcome into our little corner here for Marist, Andrew Marchand, senior sports media writer for The Athletic. Thank you so much for taking some time to talk to the Red Foxes.
Yeah, appreciate it very much. Thank you.
And I know you kind of know each other to an extent, you and Ben?
We do. We are from the same town in Connecticut. Trumbull representing here in San Francisco.
How do you like that?
I like it. What's give me something? Give me a quick gist of Trumbull. What does it bring to the table?
Our claim to fame is Chris Drury.
Okay.
They won the Little League World Series. What was that, 1989?
89, yeah.
89, and that was before really. The United States had a long drought at that point, so that was a really, really big deal for Trumbull. I got a feeling Little League probably was never the same. People trying to win a championship again, and then Chris Drury went on to become a very good hockey player. Now is the president of the New York Rangers. So yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Where have you kind of blossomed? You started at the New York Post, or you started prior to that, but you were at the New York Post most recently. Now you transitioned to The Athletic. What are some key differences you see from the Post to your new position at The Athletic?
Yeah, so those are kind of similar. I started out, when I graduated from college, all the way back in 1996, I went to Ithaca College. I did 7 internships, and I went to Texas for a couple of years. I spent 9 years at the New York Post after that, and then 11 at ESPN, and then before 6 more at the Post, and now at The Athletic. So when I left ESPN in 2017, I wanted to cover sports media. So I wanted to write about the people on TV and radio, and I'd done a lot at ESPN where it was mostly writing, but I started out in radio, and then I was on TV a good amount. But that's like where my passion is. And so the transition from the Post to The Athletic hasn't been that drastic because I'm covering the same thing. I'm still covering sports media. I'll write a review of the Super Bowl. Had a big story the other day about Mike Tirico's calling the Super Bowl.
Great story. Great story.
And hosting the Olympics. And so, so it's good. I love it. So I'm very lucky. I always say I work hard, but I don't really have a job.
Well, that's good. That's all you want in a career?
Yeah. And we have a big college audience, a lot of college students that consume our content. I know we've talked about this. What's something that kind of sets students apart that they can learn in school, whether that be within communication or just any other fields that can really help them get into the workplace?
This is my biggest advice I would give you is, I'm going to give you an extreme version. You can do less of this. But if you contact 5 people a day as a reporter, that's kind of how you break stories. And I think if you want to get a job, if you're a freshman, you're a sophomore, you're a junior, if you contact, maybe not 5, that might be too extreme. You guys have, I know, a lot of schoolwork, etc. But you contact a few people a day, you can email them, they're not all going to get back to you. But you just get a big basis of a network. I think that's the best way to come out of school and really have a really good chance of getting a job, because when you can look at boards and find a job, but you're just competing with the whole world, and you're at the same starting line. You can push yourself, so you got a head start because you already did that. And also, you're not asking people for something except their advice. Again, not everyone's gonna get back to you. That's number 1. Number 2 is just to get as much experience. What you guys are doing here, much experience. You want to write. You want to be on air. You want to do video, audio, talk. Do it a lot. Those are like 2 kind of key elements, I'd say.
I think there's been kind of a shift in the sports media landscape over the last 5 and even 10 years, especially on how play-by-play broadcasters kind of not behave themselves, just the level and professionalism that comes with more traditional play-by-play broadcasters and more of the new guys, Michael Grady, Noah Eagle, Tyler Murray. What have you seen kind of switch in the last 5 years?
I think that the opportunity for younger play-by-players, we kind of had a generation that there are, you had the Al Michaels, Bob Costas, Chris Berman generation. They kind of went for a really long time, and so like that middle, and they Jim Nance, they kind of hogged those number 1 jobs for a long time. And there are people in that other, the Ian Eagles, Kevin Harlan's, who rose to the top. But there is kind of like a gap in there. And so I think they've had opportunity. And, again, all of the names that you mentioned, they all sound like first you have to sound like you belong.
100%.
And so it sounds professional. The other thing is, kind of to Ben's question as well, is that you should incorporate other people and study styles, but then you kind of, the more you do it, you kind of develop your own style. Now you have the basis of it, and it's kind of a meal you put everything into the pot, but and I think those guys have done a good job, and I think they've gone in confident, and that's really a big part of it.
So in your time with ESPN and the Post and now the Athletic, what number Super Bowl is this for you for being here at Media Week?
I think this is number 7.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always fun. You know, I always try not to get into logistics or hotels. I will say that, you know, some are a little bit easier. Last year it's in New Orleans, so everything we can walk to. San Francisco and Santa Clara.
A little more spaced out.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys went to the...
we went to San Jose, we went to Santa
Jose,
Clara.
San Jose. You went to the the teams on the Monday of this week, and that was quite a hike.
Oh, yeah, quite a
how long
hike.
the bus stay?
Around an hour on the way back. There was you couldn't move out. It was an hour and 35 minutes, just 35 minutes trying to leave it.
What's the best city you've covered one in?
Good question. I would say the most convenient was probably Atlanta.
Really?
I'm not saying it's my favorite city.
That's very interesting to hear.
It's just you can walk. It's just easy to walk around.
Yeah.
Because I have like a lot of meetings. So that was probably the simplest. New Orleans was pretty good. LA and Miami, those are a little bit. Again, they're beautiful and the weather's nice. That's good, but it's just when you're figuring out how to get places, you gotta like kind of put like 45 minutes between meetings at least. Sometimes like Miami, some were like you gotta put like an hour 15.
I'm a little more on the sports media side, a little focused on what makes each broadcast different. How have you seen, especially recently, how have RSN's regional sports networks had to adapt to compete with each other, yes, but also a national market?
Yeah, so the RSNs are challenged right now. You guys are kind of emerging, and the world's changing with the internet, AI, the digital world. So the RSNs are trying to survive. And if you look overall, the big markets, New York, LA, Chicago, you're probably going to be able to maybe, make some hay for a little longer. But the smaller markets, it's hard because they were part of the cable bundle. You young kids don't pay for anything. You love to mooch off. You guys are young enough to stay, but you don't. And so those cable bundles have been shrinking, and that's where the RSNs are making money. And when they transition to a digital world, their stuff doesn't really transition as well, because if you look at why like digital space works, it's because, like, let me just give you newspapers for example. The printing press, when you are just delivering newspapers, you can only deliver it within your region. You can only go so far. Digitally, you can reach the whole globe. So like the New York Times, is our parent company, they're very smart to go subscriptions globally. For regional sports networks, they can only serve their demographic, and so that limits them digitally because they can't just serve the whole globe and reach all Yankee fans all over the place. And so, that's the challenging spot for them.
You said that the RSNs have to adapt to survive, otherwise they won't exist right now. Right now we're kind of in the prime. Again, it feels like every few years there's talk about whether it's Bally Sportsnet. Right now it's FanDuel Sports Network that are having these local teams with whether they have mild markets or lower markets. What's the play for them if FanDuel Sports Network goes down?
Yeah, and baseball's hope is to bring all the rights in-house. The issue for them is you take a place like Cincinnati. They get $52 million a year. FanDuel was willing to pay them, or Mainstream Sports, which is the parent company, $42 million. They're not going to make $42 million in subscription. You're charging $20 a month, and it's just a different. When you have cable, back in the day, and you're a Cincinnati Reds fan in Cincinnati, if the team's bad, you're not canceling cable. If you're subscribing to a direct-to-consumer relationship, let's say you're paying $20, and by July, the team's in last place, and you're like, I don't need to watch this last place team for the next 3 months. You're just saying, you know what, I'm going to stop my subscription. So then, let's say they got you for 4 months, they got $80. They didn't get you for the other 4, and they're not getting the full year. The other was you're getting every and nobody, and there's less churn. So it's got to be reinvented. Maybe YouTube solves that issue because they're probably the ones best positioned to maybe solve that problem.
Do you see? You said that if people are not going to want to watch a losing team, they're going to end up canceling their package. Do you think we'll see more things along the lines of Gotham, the way two competitors branch together, or is that just kind of a New York exclusive?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much. I would say I don't know how. That's expensive.
Yeah.
Like that's the other issue. Like Gotham's $40.
It's pricey.
And you get everything except the Mets. But like the thing about fanhood is most people aren't. There's 9 major sports teams. I don't know, maybe 10 if you kind of NYCFC or I'm probably.
We'll count it. They're champions, right? They're champions.
Yeah. I'm not like I love soccer. So
the core 4.
Yeah, but 9 with hockey, basketball, and baseball. Most people like one team. They don't like So yeah, in theory, like bundles kind of work, but again, they're just. It's hard when you're. If you can sell that to the world, that's going to be a success. There's a lot of New Yorkers who would all over the place, and then if the price point's $40, you do really well. The problem is that
not everyone's in New York.
They're not in that area.
Yeah.
So that's the. So yeah, I mean they're trying to figure it out, but it also, even if you have a successful plan, it takes time, and they're just used to making that $52 million for the Cincinnati Reds. That you might not make. You're definitely not going to make immediately, and then how when are you going to make them?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta ask, I'm sorry this is very off topic from this intense sports journalism talk, but your daughter goes to Yale.
Yeah.
You're in New Haven a lot. What is the best New Haven pizza
And that's
spot?
a serious question, Ben. That is the
I'm
real
a Pepe's
question.
guy.
Okay, me too.
I will say the New Haven's Pepe's is better than the Fairfield Pepe's, in my opinion. But I don't know why. I guess I don't know.
Have you ever had Grand Apes? No? That's in the shore towns. Those are pretty good.
All right. Well, yeah. Who's number 2 though? That's the. I don't really have a number 2. We usually go Pepe's. I've tried them all. But I go Pepe's.
William's from New York City, so we can have the Connecticut, New York pizza.
But
if
I
you
know
want.
we kind of love saying Connecticut loves saying it has the best pizza in the world.
I'm not gonna debate you. I actually would put Connecticut in front of New York. At its whole, Connecticut's very consistent.
I don't know. I feel like New York. Look, it's a subjective argument.
Okay.
Number 1. Number 2. I do feel like if I'm walking around New York, I can go in almost any pizza place
And enjoy it.
It's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think
You think that's not the case in Connecticut, though?
not the case.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I'm not used to the
see,
CT
we
ways.
have like a little more. It's just you're going to get that. New York, you kind of can't. If you got to be good.
Because otherwise you're done.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can make it. The cliche. You can make it there. You can make it anywhere. It's kind of true. So. Yeah, we don't have I don't think we have the depth. But I think I have a lot of pride in Connecticut pizza, and I'm not. But yeah, I go Pepe's one.
I'm going to try and intertwine a question real time here. We have pizza, and we have play-by-play broadcasters. Okay. You have 3 toppings.
Okay.
But one topping is the most versatile.
Okay.
Who's the most versatile topping, and then what's the most versatile broadcaster?
I got it. Okay. Wait, I want to. Wait, is there going to be other questions? Because I might reserve some people. You're saying this is the only.
Yeah.
All right. Before I thought. Okay. Most versatile broadcaster would be Iron Eagle.
Okay.
Do every sport, does them all well. Really good at bringing in anybody. Most versatile pizza topping. That's a good question. I'm going to go. I'm trying to think if it's versatile. I'm thinking pepperoni because it isn't versatile. Well, you know what? If you're going versatile,
I have a clear number 1 on my book.
Hold on a second.
This is serious. This is
This
serious.
is. I'm not. You're asking. This is my reputation come on here. So you're saying, maybe some kind of spice, maybe.
Okay. Do you have an answer?
I'm gonna let you go.
I was going to just go grilled chicken. Grilled chicken, because you could even take the chicken off. Let's say you're having a side salad, too much chicken on the pizza, let me move it to my Caesar.
Okay, have you ever had a mushroom? You can take a mushroom off.
Yeah, but you don't put mushrooms in Caesar salad.
Oh, you're saying you can use the chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I could use the pepperoni. I can take my pepperoni off.
Yeah, but where are you putting it?
How about I could have gone like
Pretty good.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'll give that. I might have to. I have to give that.
A loss
some
for
real
words.
thought. Well, the versatile aspect of it
Okay.
is it's like for pizza makes it a little bit difficult. I was thinking, I almost said mushroom.
I like that. I like mushroom.
Mushroom, I feel like it's sort of, it's there, but it's not there.
Okay.
Like, you know, not a lot of people are going to say, like, they might not like I don't particularly
Like
mushroom.
But you could move it around and.
It just doesn't do much for me.
Okay.
But, like, it doesn't, but I felt like, but it's kind of benign.
Okay.
Like, I think I went pepperoni, and the thing in my head was like, well, that's kind of, some people don't like that. It's too much. It's too sharp.
And I'm going to say, besides for vegans, Iron Eagle is also, everyone likes
We
it.
don't have to say the worst announcement, but what's the worst topping?
The worst topping.
It's so easy.
See, are you going to say anchovies? Because I love anchovies.
Pineapple.
I'll give you an answer.
No, it's anchovies. It's anchovies, so
I was going to go with like olives. I could really do it.
Oh, I hate olives.
Let me talk.
Okay, I hate olives. No, I will order a salad
And
it,
remove the olives.
Clearly, no. It clearly has no olives. Like clearly, there's no chance the salad has olives. And I will say, does it have olives? You see, like clear. It's a house salad. It's like there's no. It says the ingredients, and I will say, does it have olives? So that is a very good answer.
Well,
hate olives.
so much pizza and a lot of broadcasters in our world. You have anything else for Mr. Marchand?
I think that does it for us.
Fantastic. Thank you for spending some time in the Fox Corner.
No, thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, great, man. Yeah, thanks.